In this video, I am going to explain try with multiple catch blocks. Try with multiple catch blocks. How can we handle multiple exceptions occurs in a single try block? See, based on the instructions we are writing in one try block, you can write any number of instructions, right? For example, so this is line 1 is a line 1 and it is line 2 is a line 3, like that. Different lines of code we have written, right? Suppose in the first line, if there is a chance of getting one exception, consider, right? To handle that, we are writing one catch. This is the first exception type you will handle with one variable. Next, in the second line, there is a chance of getting another exception. To handle that, we are writing one more catch block. For each exception, to handle each exception, right? Different catch blocks you have to define. So in one try block, chance of getting any number of exceptions depends on your code. To handle different types of exceptions, we are using different catch blocks. But remember one point, only one block executes at a time. Only one catch block execute at a time. Suppose in the first line, if problem occurs, control directly come to the catch block, then it will not continue. So let me explain one general example. Same here, in ATM transaction, the first one is what? First step is insert ATM card. If the card is not authorized, so you will get that invalid card exception. After that, the transaction will be terminated. It will not go to the second step if first step is wrong. If the ATM card is not authorized, it will never ask enter your PIN number. Right? If the ATM card is valid ATM card, then it will ask the next one. Insert your PIN number. Suppose if the PIN number is invalid PIN number, then it will go to the next exception. If PIN number is also valid, then enter amount to withdraw. If balance is not there, so then it will go with a low balance exception. Go with a low balance exception. Another one. If all the three correct, then only it will process the account. Process account and release cash. So in one transaction, right, chance of getting different types of exceptions in different lines of code. That's why we have to write a different catch blocks to handle each exception. But only one exception occurs. When there is a problem in insertion of ATM, the first catch block executes and terminates. One simple example I'll explain. I just want to read two numbers from the user and perform the division operation. See here, reading using the scanner class. I'm creating the object of scanner class. And we ask them to enter the two numbers. Enter two numbers. So they will input. We collect the two numbers using the next int method. Using next int method, we are reading two numbers. And then we are dividing A with B and printing the division result. Division result we are printing. Into Z we are collecting. That's it. This is the code. But see, we have already discussed that whenever we are taking input from the user, they may enter integers or may not enter the integers. Right? If the input is wrong, right, we already discussed, right, we need to place in the try catch block and chance of getting input mismatch exception. Input mismatch exception, and we are giving the message is exception, that is invalid input. invalid input given. This message will display to the user. That input mismatch exception we have to import. We have to import. So when we execute, in the first two lines, chance of getting input mismatch exception, ABC, invalid input given. Invalid input given. Whenever you enter, if there is a problem in first line and in second line, while taking the invalid input, chance of getting input mismatch exception, right? It will display this one. Sir, for example, they entered the valid integers only. Valid integers. But problem is that denominator is 0 they entered. 0 is an integer. 0 is an integer, but you cannot divide any number with 0. So there is no chance of getting input mismatch exception. They entered integers, but you can't divide the number 10, any number with 0. You will get another exception called arithmetic exception. Is belongs to lang package important? Of course, the lang package is a default package in Java. You can access directly. So no need to import. Directly you can handle. So we should write one more catch block. Catch arithmetic exception. Arithmetic exception. And here it is your message you can write. Exception. Denominator should not be 0. Denominator should not be 0. Then see here, if they enter denominator is 0, then you will get the exception denominator should not be 0. That is, in which order we can define means in any order you can define, no matter. First you can write arithmetic and then you can write input mismatch exception. So this is the way we are handling more than one exception using multiple catch blocks in Java. Hope you understood. Please practice. Thank you.